Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah. Money stay callin' in this bitch. We ain't worry about none, we celebratin'.
What's up?
What's up? What's going on, man?
My G's, beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Let me go ahead and crank this on in a little bit. How is everyone doing, guys? It has been what a freaking crazy time. I actually have been stepping away from my computer, my guy. Let's be real. We're gonna have a whole conversation about that.
Oh, it's so necessary, man. Sometimes you gotta step away, bro. I feel you.
So necessary. So if y'all hadn't heard, I got the family in town. We've been doing all the activities, staying busy every single time, throwing movies in our little theater upstairs every single night, just having a blast, guys. And it's one of those things that you kind of forget when you are in it all the freaking time and you're looking every single day at like the charts. And what was funny, I don't even have to check the price, right? I don't because I already know, I got my limit order set on the Ethereum side.
Right.
I'm ready to buy when the dip comes in because my dude, I don't know if you're ready for it, but what are you thinking of what's going to happen on this full moon?
Oh man, dude, I'm just chilling, dog. Same as always, just grab it while you can because
grab it while you can.
We ain't gonna see this. We ain't gonna see this for too long, man. It's when this goes up, it ain't coming back, bro. Not for years.
Right.
Not for years.
Starting late for me tonight. Gloria God, dang. Much love to Gloria. As always, the old girl needs to get some sleep. Anyways, I'll catch up tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll take my... Hey, Gloria, thank you so much for even leaving that comment. It just shows that you carry your true PulseNation rep right here, right there. So, Gloria, much love.
Real one. She's a real one.
Oh, fucking B-Dye. Tropa.
Yo, that Tropa garbage. Don't talk to me about no Tropa, yo.
Yo, what going on, fellas?
P-Dye ain't mad at. P-Dye ain't mad at, but don't talk to me about no Tropa. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and then that leads to beg the question: what about USDT and USDC? And all that
exactly.
And it's I don't know, man. If you want to take a shot, take a shot. But by all means, like I said, that's just a Hail Mary type play for the believers. But if you're talking about putting that money, guys, where you dipping, right? Not all dips are the same. Let's talk about that today.
Yes.
Man, prices are looking juicy across the board.
Just because there's dips everywhere, that doesn't mean every dip is a great one to dip into. It's just pick and choose, guy. Come on, the man handed you 3 coins, Pulsechain Pulsex HEX, even incentive token. You got a 4th one, and y'all choosing everything under the sun. I don't know what to tell people, ATX. I really don't. At some point, it's just they're gonna have to learn.
Oh man, much appreciated, Crypto Bendu. Appreciate you as always catching a live one. Of the FUD sandwiches are starting to taste like cheese. Yeah, the FUD sandwiches are just one of those things you have to understand that's going to come at the nature of the beast. That you are in crypto, guys. You're in the most volatile asset. Period. End of story. There is no discussion, no question, no doubt. But you know what? Also, it's actually the highest and fastest appreciating asset as well. So if you were to break something down over the span of just 5 years, yes, you're going to experience much more volatility. But which one wins? Do you put it in stocks earning 4%, 8%, 10% a year if you're lucky? Maybe in 5 years you get 50% move? Come on, guys. We already know that's laughable.
Oh, yeah.
Throw that in crypto. See what happens 5 years later. Everyone's looking to see what happens next month, next week, tomorrow. Look, if you ain't buying at these prices and you're worried about the prices, you're doing it backwards.
I don't get it. These prices are screaming at you. They're literally screaming at you, and you are buying any and everything but the few coins we came here to get. It's just incredible stuff, man.
Well, I think if someone made a comment or something like that, even on our little chat, they're starting to. Some of those folks who were selling early are starting to look like some really good plays, unfortunately, because y'all allowed them to do this.
Yeah.
Right? Because y'all are chasing something else. But you know what? They're buying back in because they understand the opportunities that are in front of them.
They know.
They understand. Look, hey, and another good sign is the fact that they are starting to get back in, kind of as a point to this could be near bottom, y'all.
Pay attention.
Gotta watch the activity, y'all. That's all it is. Everything is online. It's a online ledger of everything happening. Just kind of keep an eye on, just check some stuff out. I know like Wes and I will be chatting about some stuff happening.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
keeping an eye on what's going on.
This could be the final shakeout. I mean, you see Bitcoin is dipping, like you see everything dip. This could be the final. I mean, the elections are around the corner. How much more can we dip? Are we gonna just keep going down? Are you sure about that?
Right.
Good
yeah, so
luck.
okay, yeah. Bitcoin's back to 26. Yeah.
yeah. Good luck.
Yo, if this thing, but I will say, if Bitcoin does decide to go ahead and do a little fun tumble on down, we've pointed it out in the past, but you have to understand there's certain levels that you got to pay attention to if you're paying attention to the broader market of things. 22,000 for Bitcoin is something to keep an eye on. If we see it break 22, get ready for a little bit of pain going across all the other cryptos, y'all. So what was crazy, and help me on this one, bro. What was crazy was, so I had first envisioned that Pulsechain would be like a fully integrated ecosystem, fully vertical, not really touching so much on like the Ethereum side and not letting it kind of pull into the prices and all that good stuff and let it be just kind of its own thing and let it do its own thing for at least the first, I was hoping 6 months, to be fair.
Right.
And I think so far we're day 103 or something like that. We can find out here in a second.
Right.
But so I was thinking that we would kind of separate ourselves, at least for the beginning, and eventually everything kind of starts bonding back together. We paired everything up to Ethereum fairly quickly. All the stuff for liquidity bonding and liquidity providing got paired up through liquidity with Ethereum and Pulsechain pretty fast amongst many different tokens, not only, of course, our tokens in the RH ecosystem, but many other tokens as well. And what was interesting about that is that also now means that we have some correlation to Ethereum as well. And if we have that correlation, we also have that correlation to Bitcoin. So something to keep an eye on, y'all. Don't look at just like Bitcoin as just like one of those things. It's just kind of learning, keeping an eye on the open space. Because if you're looking to make opportunities and you start seeing Bitcoin drop, expect some other dips to come too. And again, get some snipe opportunity ready, y'all. In fact, right now, yo, if y'all do a limit order on freaking the Ethereum Hex, and again, no financial advice here, right? But if you do a limit order on Ethereum Hex right now on swap.cow.fi or wherever you decide to do your limit order at, $1,000 at 0.001, you want to talk about a Hail Mary play. I see that as a better Hail Mary play than trying to put that money toward some shit token who just came out and doesn't have anything behind it.
Thank you, sir.
And what do you get at 1,000 at 0.001? You get 1 million hex at 0.001 for $1,000, y'all.
Wait, hold on. ATX, rewind. $1,000. $1,000 will get you what right now?
1 million hex.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Okay.
No, right now it's right around 3,800. Right, just multiply it by whatever the number is right now to get that, because I think it's 0.038. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the prices in a hot minute.
I don't watch the price. I was about to shut the stream down. I was about to shut it down. if it was 1 million for 1,000 right now, I was about to shut the stream down, dog.
Yo, that's the thing. We're not far off, and that's something that's important to know. The Ethereum Hex is actually picking up a little bit more traction as well, because it used to be a 2-to-1 ratio. For every 1 Ethereum hex you would get, or for every 2 Ethereum hex, you would get 1 hex on Pulsechain. It was equivalent in terms of price. So if the price was 1 penny on Pulsechain, it was 0.5 of a penny on Ethereum. Very simple. Now, right now, that ratio is 1 to 1.73, meaning the Ethereum hex is actually getting stronger at this point in time in comparison to the hex on Pulsechain. It means it's starting to recover some, whether it gets close to parity, becomes 1-to-1, whatever may happen. It's something important to keep an eye on. But if hex drops down to 0.001, y'all, but mind you, I'm not going to say it's out of the ballpark. That's a Hail Mary play, if I'm going to say, right? Like, because again, you could also do it at 0.002 and just do 2,000 there, and that'll get you 1 million hex, right? So just add that, whatever that number is, just multiply it by whatever that is, right? So right now, if it's 0.0038, then it's 3,800 to get 1 million hex, right? So I'm doing that. I have limit orders down low. And what's beautiful about limit orders, y'all, is it allows you to go sleep at night a little bit more comfortable, go relax, go have fun, go enjoy, enjoy vacation, enjoy some family, enjoy some time.
Hold on, Doc. How much can $1,000 get you in EHEX right now?
Right now,
please.
Yeah,
because I can't think straight now. Now I gotta know. Yo, I just spent $3,000 on freaking camera studio equipment. I'm like, you know what? I might go spend another $3 on EHEX.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So right now, 1,000 will get you roughly about 278,000, right?
Okay.
So that's about appropriate, right? Because right now we're needing it to drop roughly from 3.8 where it is now down to 0.00 or down to 1, whatever way it makes more sense for you. If it happens, that's a good number. However, again, just kind of increase the levels. So if it's where it's at right now, in order to get 1 million hex, well, I mean, it's going to cost you roughly $3,500 right now to get 1 million hex. Now, again, guys, this is something that when you start accumulating enough hex, you can not only set your ladders up in such a way that you can benefit yourself and pay yourself going forward in the future forever upon ever. In fact, I can't say forever upon ever. It's up to 15.22 years. It's up to you to keep going if you want to continue forward after that. However, it allows you to set up a good way where you get paid every single year, every single month, every single day, regardless, because at 0.000 UTC time, you get paid trustless yield all the time. And when the time comes, you just mint your hex back into existence. Beautiful thing. Look up staking hex or T-shares if you aren't familiar with it. But again, 1 million will not only allow you to start building that ladder situation out into the future, but also when you start accruing like 10 million and that kind of stuff, you can start doing nice little rolling 90-day stakes, for example, 180-day stakes, where you're earning anywhere between 9% up to, or I should say 5% up to 9% if you do like a, 6-month stake. And again, 5% additional yield on that hex at 10 million. It starts adding up quite a bit. So yeah, these prices are looking freaking amazing. They're looking awfully juicy. I have limit order set, which allows me to just walk away and do stuff. When things hit a certain price, though, because again, I think, unfortunately, hate to be the bearer of bad news, we might have a little bit more pain ahead, y'all. Just hate to be that. Hate to be that guy. But if you're expecting to be, if you're expecting to be able to make it to see 100x, 1,000x, or even 10,000, you got to get through this bullshit. If not, buy at these prices to benefit when it does that.
Is it bad news, man? Is it bad news? I don't know.
I say bad news. That's a great point. That is such a great point, because everyone at this point in time wants the price to go up. And I say bad news as a sentiment. Like, I understand where they're coming from that angle. Like, dude, like this didn't go exactly as launch had anticipated, right? We started damn near at sacrifice price. We didn't really have that good 5-10x of launch price that we had all kind of envisioned for 2 years straight. So everything happens for a reason. So when you look at it that way, you're like, look, man, it could have been, it would have been, it should have been, it wasn't. What are we going to do about it? Right. And so at this point in time, like, yes, you can hold the position like you have now. Right. And that's not a bad thing. Dude, if you hold the position right now and your average is like a penny, for example, for hex, and it just goes back to 30 cents, 50 cents, and that's example, you still got a 30 to 50 extra money from whatever your average is for the whole bag size that you have if your average is 1 penny. That's not bad. If your average is above that, then again, you just decrease the X's in terms of those gains. But if you can lower your average, which we've shown you the freaking DCA calculator before, I got it for everyone, public, if you just want to play with it.
Right. Okay.
Just type in a number and see how much it lowers your average, and you're like, holy shit. Right. Wow. I didn't realize. And how much you get. Oh.
Crypto Bendu says, I'm testing Ethereum Pulse. Waters above says RH will have a bad day on August 26th. Wondering if it's related to the dip, SEC ecosystem issue, etc. Dry powder is waiting. That last line, dry powder is waiting. That's the line, man. That is beautiful. Have that dry powder ready. You don't know.
Yeah, and so this is where you want to do 3 different things, right? And so you could either play the play of not spending any money now and just waiting for that occurrence to happen, anticipation of the occurrence happening, should I say? And should that happen, be ready. You could go with the second option, which is buy right now. These prices are looking fucking good, and understand that if you do buy right now, there is a chance that there will be a decrease in that value over the span of however long until the bottom hits.
Absolutely.
And then it goes back up. And again, not a bad thing, because if you bought right now and you buy $10,000 at this price, whatever the price is for Pulse, PulseX, HEX, incentive, all of them, HEX on both chains. So, and then the third option is you average in, right? You can get a little bit now, have a little bit of dry powder saved to the side. When it dips a little bit lower, have levels ready in your head that when you want to do stuff, you do stuff. So, and then when it hits that level, boom, deploy the little bit more dry powder. And then lastly, hold that last little one for that big, we'll say moonshot, if you want to call it that, the one that could be a little bit better than all the others. Like, so if you have $2,000, maybe you did 500 the first time, 500 the second time, and then you can maximize like crazy if you did 1,000 on the third time. But there's no saying that the third time will ever hit. You have to understand that's part of the risk that you play, right? Because you're expecting it to go lower than it already is on the third play, or even right now in general, to make that those plays happen.
DCA and the bear is the way, bro. That's what I've been doing. I was able to 100x for like my amount of coins I've had since sacrifice. You times that by 100 now. You know what I'm saying? It's incredible, dog. Just from
and I hope everyone's able to hit not only their goal, but also to increase their mindset, to expand the thought that is their initial goal. Because you have to understand, a million hex back in the day, y'all. Let's just easy math on this one.
Right.
But a million hex back in the day, when this sucker was 50 cents, was $500,000. So to say it the other way, is should you get in at these prices right now, right, and get a million hex, and it reaches 50 cents, that it will be worth $500,000 without the staking mechanism.
My God.
You're right. And so like it's saying the exact same thing, but breaking it down in reverse. Literally saying the exact same. You could either have a million hex bought at 50 cents, which costs $500,000, or should you have a million hex now and the price reach 50 cents, that is worth $500,000.
Man, I see this stuff, man. K crypto waters above expect the overall market to go down in October as well. RH ecosystem will continue to dump if that's the case. That is a blessing if that's the case. Y'all, we got so many blessings that I didn't see coming. I mean, bro, if we just went on and popping from launch, I wouldn't have been able to 100x my bag of coins. I would have been sitting on the same, like barely, like, bro, I feel so
the $1,000 sacrifice or whatever. I know you had, but whatever it was that you had sacrificed, and it would have been like, 10x that or whatever.
Yeah, at best 10x. I mean, I 100x that because while everybody was selling and dumping and panicking, I'm like, man, I believe in this. I believe in RH. I take all the blessings I could get. So if Mr. Waters above knows everything, thank you, sir. We appreciate the dumps. I'm gonna load up the bag.
And so you have to also understand, like in reality to this, right? I mean, this is here. 1 second. You go ahead and talk real fast. Let me see. Wife sent a quick message. Let me just make sure.
No doubt. What's up, chat? What's going on, man? Good to see all you guys. Davis says it's bad news. Sorry, man. Yeah, I feel you, bro. It is what it is. My man been killing it. Be Weezy Bird on Twitter. $4,000 to get you a million hex. $4,000 to get you a million hex. I am of the belief that hex is going to at least $2 to $5 in the top of the bull run. That's just me. Not a financial advice. Y'all do what y'all want. Oh, which chain? Doesn't matter. Hex is going to $2 to $5 at some point, in my opinion. But we will see. And he's saying this is an awesome opportunity, man. My man Disciple is in the chat. I finally got dry powder, so bring it. Yo, who you telling, bro? Ooh, I'm so ready.
Yo, my hat's all jank.
Oh man. Waters above said $100,000 BTC. Man, I'm gonna stop talking about Waters above, man. Tell him to go have a good night.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. So, like, okay, I want you to understand a couple of different things. One, great to take on information, right? You could even make investment decisions or theories based on the information that you take in as well. Don't let it become so profound though that you don't allow others to also be of influence to you as well. You can plan for that. You can, we'll say plan for the best, expect the worst, or expect the best and plan for the worst. I don't know how the old saying goes. I forget that particular one, but that's just one of those things that when you hear all the information, you come up with your own investment thesis. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. So if you are buying into just what he is saying and not because of all the other information that you have at hand, that's when you're going to be caught in a situation, right? Because then you got like Randy's doing the Rosh Hashanah, Shemitah, all that good stuff, which if you just look at your life in general, typically it'll change every 7 years, which happens to most likely fall in some of those years if you pay attention to that kind of stuff. You could look at the moon cycles. You could look at the TA. You could look at the previous launches. And all this information at the end of the day, does it matter if you are not buying?
Right.
No. If you do not plan on executing that knowledge to your power, what's the hurt? So what happens a lot of the times is people will stop themselves from continuing to invest in something because of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's why it's called FUD.
Right.
The downside to that is what they end up doing is you really hurt yourself because you're either waiting on confirmation that the bottom's in, and usually at that point in time, when you see confirmation, price is already much higher, and you have to buy in at a higher price. Some people don't mind that. The opportunity is just less for you should you do that. You can look at the DCA strategy. Continue DC. Like, I don't know how many times we're going to say DCA, y'all. I really don't, but I feel like every single time we say DCA, y'all should take a drink. And I'm going to shout out everyone who's here.
I just wanted to bring this up. I think this is really important. Okay. People who shill tops of shitcoins versus people who shill bottoms of blue chips. Y'all got to pay attention, man. Y'all got to pay attention to what's going on. I mean, you want to buy tops or you want to buy bottoms? It's up to you. It's really up to you. I just want to take a good look at that before I bring it down. And go follow us on Twitter.
See, and people have been saying this for a long time. So this is the point I was trying to get at. People have been saying similar prices, this statement at similar prices for like the last 2 years, right? You got to understand the prices always continue to go down. People are always like, hey, when it hits this amount of money, people are going to back the trucks up. Myself, other people, they're going to back it up. And while that could be possible, it clearly has not been the case, right? Otherwise, the price most likely would have pumped up again, or if it did pump up, it has then since been oversold. Well, I actually looked at the freaking RSI on HEX too, by the way, which it doesn't show that it's oversold, which is odd, a little scary. But anyways, I say scary because it's one of those that like you would expect this much pain to have reflected on that indicator, but it's not. And so it almost leads me to believe that there could be some more room. But people have been saying this back up the truck for a hot minute. And what happens is the prices actually will start reaching this price. And what happens is you stop yourself from investing at that price because you let the next thought get into your head. Will say, what if it goes even lower?
Right.
What if it goes to 4 zeros and a 5? And then I get in. Right. And you have to understand 4 zeros and a 5 is actually lower than the all-time low of HEX. So the chances of that would be monumental. Like that would whatever. It would be wild beyond wild. But this is what I'm saying. That price that you just mentioned, crazy, right?
Oh, man.
I mentioned it. I'll say you mentioned it because I mentioned it, but people have been mentioning prices that they'll back it up on, and that's okay. But don't let the next thing stop you from actually following up on that statement. And if you bought at that price, are you going to mind when it reaches $1 in the future, when it reaches $2, $5, $10 in the future? Are you going to mind? And could it take years for Pulsechain? Sure. Right? We're talking about Ethereum's been out 8 years. Bitcoin's been out 14. Hex has been out damn near 4 years.
Yep.
Pulsechain's been out for 103 days. Come on, man. We're talking about years, y'all.
Not all years dips are the same. You know,
not
you can
all
do what
dips
you want.
are the same.
Do what you want with your money, but man, it's pretty. I gotta bring something else up on the screen, bro.
Go ahead. I was trying to look up something as well.
Yeah, like this is let me just share this with y'all. When people question us, oh, why don't you talk about such and such coin? Da, da, da. Look, man, I'm gonna keep it real simple with y'all. All right, can y'all see this? I'm gonna just play this.
Not yet. There you go.
Let me see if you can hear this.
Yep.
EX, PLS, PLSX. I like those ticker symbols a lot. If you're building something on Pulse, go get an audience that ain't mine, homies. Because if you're trying to get people to buy other ticker symbols, what am I going to show your like potential rug pull project? This stuff is really hard to build. I promote things that I know are built well and nothing else. We've seen this in the Hex community before. You know, people will target Hexkins with a coin, and then that coin will rob the living oblivion out of them. And after we saw that once or twice, we're like, nope, you're not going to get a kind word out of me about your project.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Not here, homie. Not here, Blair.
Not from us. You go to the Moon King when you want praise for your project. You ain't coming here for that. We ain't doing that here.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah, this is funny. So Trinity Realm, and I appreciate you. Shout out Trinity Realm as always, man. Much love to all the support for all of y'all who come to these little Pulse Nation streams. Like, share, subscribe, all that and more. Even coming back on the comment play after the replay and just leaving a comment on that. Much appreciation to all those for the replay, gang. Would you go for a Hex now, or I'm assuming Pulse? And this is such a fun question because it's one of those that like you could. The world is your oyster, as they say. And it's one of those that, like, even at this price right now, right? You have to understand, even at this price right now, y'all, when Hex gets back up to 38 cents, like, let's just use this number right now for what it is. That's 100 extra money.
Right.
For the Ethereum Hex, right? Now, like, we don't need to do this massive gain where people are needing to get thousands of X's. I understand the X's are there. The opportunity is present. It's possible. But that's 100x, y'all. So like whatever you get in right now on Hex, that's 100x. Just if you went in with 10,000, you got yourself $1 million. You know what I mean? Like you have to understand that like just doing those kind of things allow you to attain that level, right? But if you don't want to go that route, that's cool. That's all good, right? If you want to go with Pulse because that's something that you think has a higher potential to go 1000x within the same time period, then rock that route, right? Go with half. Go with what makes you feel comfortable. Hit a goal, and this is what I've really preached this to people, right? Set a goal. Set a hopeful goal. Like set a fucking goal, y'all. Right? Like set a goal. Like I want to be at 10 million Hex. Like if you get, let's just say you get the 1 million Hex was your goal, and you get yourself 1 million Hex. Well, was that an easy enough goal? In my opinion, yes. That was attainable within the span of 1 to 2, maybe 3 purchases if you're thinking about it like that. And that's pretty attainable if you ask me, right? Like that doesn't seem too far-fetched. That's a good base, I guess, but that's not a good like goal. Your goal should be like, I need to be at whatever it is to get me 1,000 T-shares, 100, like whatever number it makes sense. But like, guys, set the goal to like be something off in the distance, something you work toward. You don't just want to wake up and be like, I want to go run a marathon and then be 2 steps away from the finish line. That would be cool, I'm sure, but like you miss the whole experience. Right?
Yep. I love this right here from Checks My Pulse. He says, I sacked $1,300 worth of sheep and got 3 million PulseX. Now I already hit my $100 million goal and set a new goal. So, but that's what I'm trying to say, y'all. If you wasn't being goofy and chasing this, and that, and you just stayed focused, you could have, 10x, 20x, 30x your bag of the coin that matters. I think that's where people are having a disconnect. Yeah, there's other coins, but do they really matter? I don't think so. Maybe there are going to be some coins that outrun the main coins, but why make your risk even riskier? It's already risky enough being in crypto. Why are you making it more of a risk? It's fascinating, And now there's guys that'll turn $20 into $150 and think they hit the jackpot, and It's incredible, man.
This is a good point. A lot of people are feeling this way, so I appreciate you saying that, because a lot of people are feeling this exact way, right? You're here. Like, I keep DCAing and I feel like I'm pissing in the wind, which basically means that no matter what I'm doing, it's like going against me, right? Like every single time I go take a step forward, I'm taking 2 steps back type situation. That's kind of the same sentiment in regard to all of that. Now, that is something that is psychological on yourself, okay? You have to understand that, like, that pain right there should be a good reason that you're training yourself psychologically that now is a better time, even though I know that there's a potential that this could go down 50, 60, 70, 80%. Guys, it's fucking crypto. There's volatile. These things go down. They go up. They go down. They go down. They go up. They go up. They go up a lot, right? And so, like, everyone's in this recency bias. So, like, damn, it's, you know, I see it. I don't know. It's every single time I buy. And that's what I'm saying. People will stop. And the problem is people will stop. And that's why if you can set yourself a discipline to continue, you're going to win, right? Over the span of the next 12, 18 to 24 months, you're going to win. But it takes discipline time. It takes discipline time. That's it. Things have to play out. It may feel that way because you know that it's like a painful thing, which is also why you don't really see people going out, onboarding new folks into the ecosystem, because they don't want to be judged in particular, like being like, you're holding this token that went down 80%. That's crazy. They don't want to be judged, whatever, like for whatever reason. I don't want to say like that in particular is the reason why they're not going out and promoting or sharing or trying to onboard new folks. But like, that's the goal, y'all. Like, it should always be sharing out the if you believe in it, then sharing this with other folks who have a chance to make life-changing money as well is awesome. Again, like, you don't have to quit and retire. That's one of the items that could end up being an outcome of this happening. But you have to understand that if you can get a better quality of life because you just increased your salary an extra 60, 70, 80,000, $100,000 a year, that's pretty fucking damn good. You start living a lot better, a lot less stress, a lot more stress-free, right? It's like, this is why, like, yes, you feel this way. It's not supposed to be painful, but if you get through this, it will make you that much more convicted into the overall ecosystem and the coin and the future of the coin. Because if you don't believe in the future of it, then yeah, you're playing a risky game trading. Y'all, we're thinking about long-term here. I want y'all to understand what me and Wes are talking about are long-term. And again, a year or two, is that really long-term? Fuck no. We waited 2 years for Pulsechain to launch.
You know what bothers me is, like, you know, people will say, oh, you know what? If you're not, like, I'm reading this comment, passive income projects. He goes, own a lot of Pulse HEX. But if you are driving only looking straight ahead and not using your peripheral vision, you are going to get Tboned. How am I going to get Tboned if I'm not selling any of the main tokens? You're going to get Tboned if you're taking risks on other stuff. You're not going to. It's just like, why are people trying to manipulate others into stepping outside of what RH is recommending you hold? I just don't. What is the goal here? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's what we knew would be. We knew this would be the probability of what would happen.
It's gross. It's
but
nasty.
What's wild is the amount, right? And like, that's what threw me off. Even through the people like staking HEX while the Pulsechain hadn't launched, like, people were all talking stake HEX, and then you start seeing the price of HEX falling or selling or whatever, and it's people weren't ending their stakes early. So yes, some people were, but most people weren't, which means they were not staked, right? Those people were holding liquid. They were just dumping the price. And it kind of like goes against that whole sentiment that there's a lot more traders in our ecosystem than I once believed there were.
Gross, and it's ugly, and I hope they sell and get out when they're disappointed. It's just ugly. If I got 3 winning tokens, why do I need 100 winning tokens? I already got 3 I'm focused on. Why do I gotta have 100 winning tokens when probably 97 of them aren't winning tokens?
Right. I mean, yeah, exactly. And so you could look at it from the same aspect of from that particular perspective. You can look at it from the same aspect of, like, you could take a risk on having to, I'd say, truly manage, you know, we'll say 50 to 100 tokens, which some people are okay with, but the amount of stress that brings upon you into your life, you don't realize the impact that it also has with friends, family, and the relationships around you. Right? You don't. Yeah, but I'm telling you, because you succumb to the trading mindset. You succumb to perpetually watching these charts to try to figure out if you're getting out today, tomorrow evening, next week, next, like when do you get out? Like all these things, like that's what happens when you hold multiple tokens. And for the most part, we're looking to hold something that if you were, and Richard, I believe, has made this point before, to end up in a coma. This is the point we're trying to make. I should probably try to find this fucking clip.
Yeah.
I'll look for it. But
Please.
so he says if you should end up in a coma, if you should end up in a coma,
right,
and 2, 3, 5 years later, when you wake up, would you be in a better position had you just been in these tokens, or would you be in a better position had you been in the shit tokens?
Exactly.
And that's the point that we're trying to make, is saying that if something should so happen that you need to step away from your stuff for whatever amount of time, would you rather be in a position holding something that you know is going to be there 5 years from now, or shit tokens that are trading at damn near zero?
Bro, bro, like, it's just like, if I can become worth $40 million, am I really going to be upset if I missed out on a play that could have landed me to $60 million?
Yep.
Wow, I missed out on 20.
There you go.
I still worth $40 million. I'm straight. What are we talking about? I'd rather the less risky play. Yeah, go ahead, man. It's tired, bro. People are so greedy and nasty.
And this is a Playboy model interview. All right.
Or go into a coma and wake up 10 years later. Are you going to be richer now? Or did you have to be watching the charts and wait for the right moment to sell before everyone else, before it goes to zero? I don't like those type of net negative games. I don't like net negative games. Yeah. I like games where if you screw up, you get richer. If you fell asleep on your Bitcoin bag and waited 10 years, you went up from $1 or a penny to $69,000. If you went to sleep on your HEX bag and you bought it any time less than 6 months ago, basically, I think the peak was about 6 months ago, the recent one, you're rich as hell. You're way up, massively up, right? It's up 250,000% as we speak. Maybe it's 200,000 from January 5th, 2020. So default alive, good product market fit, good walled garden, right? You see anyone copying the hex code? No, it's not open source. You're not allowed to copy it. Smart. Well designed, right? Why does non-open source software kill all the other software? Because the walled garden allows you to add value here instead of diluting the value over all these other places. The network's open source, but the actual contract code is not, which has saved us tons of people getting wrecked on fake copies. People still tried to make fake copies. They've gone to zero.
Fake copies, right there.
They had to do it with their own code, which is hard.
Boom. Fake copies, y'all. And we've seen this. I can't tell you how many times we've seen that fucking thing try to play out. Countless already. But that is the point that we're trying to make right there. If you should so end up in a situation where you cannot touch your crypto or do anything watching for the next 10 years, or if you just leave it off, would you be better off doing fucking nothing holding these tokens for the next 10 years? Or would you be better off trying to look at the chart, stare at it every freaking day, trying to figure out when you're going to buy, when you're going to sell over the next 10 years? The chances that you come out higher on this route is slim to fucking none. The chances that you come out higher on this route, I'm not going to say it's damn guaranteed, but god dang, guys, like it. I have more faith. Let me say this. I have more faith in this.
Thank you, sir. All I hear is, oh, such and such going to $1. You know what else might be going to $1? Hex. Okay. I don't care about your dollar. I'm worried about my dollar. The dollar that has a better chance to go to $1. What are we talking about? Why are we playing with these children, man? It's just children that's so bored and just want to throw money at everything. I mean, my God, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? That's facts, dude, right there. I mean, what do you get? What can you do, right? The only thing you can do is just make your own investment decision. You're the person at the end of the day who decides to buy, who decides to sell, who decides to do whatever you decide to do, right? And so at the end of the day, you have to also you have to own the consequences. You can't put any blame on anyone else. You decide to do what you decide to do. At the end of the day, only you can be responsible for your actions. Don't try to put the blame on anyone else for what you did.
Go watch the moon, man. The show is called PulseNation. It's not called Meme Nation. We don't do that over here. We are about Pulsechain, Pulsex, and HEX. If you don't like that, get out of here. That's it. Or I'm gonna get you out of here. I already banned somebody from the show, by the way.
Too funny.
I'm throwing the bans out.
Too funny. Oh man, that's literally too funny on that one. Let's go. That's what I'm saying. Zulu Bravo. That's like, y'all have to understand it. And maybe I heard it from him. Maybe it was that little video that I saw, and that just kind of like, that resonates with me though, right? Like that resonates with me on a certain vibration that says, this is what I am doing, right? Mm-hmm. That's what it hits me, dude. It like hits this frequency. It's like, that's the play.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Why are you making this more difficult than it need be?
Thank you,
yes, there are going to be crazier opportunities that could arise and present themselves in front of you, but it's kind of the same mentality as like being married. If you got a woman, you're going to let yourself get distracted by all these other beautiful brides. You might end up breaking up with your original woman. You might end up doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and then you end up in a DJ impasse where you're fucking crackhead homeless. I don't know.
And STDs, baby mothers.
All of it, man. All of it.
Good luck.
All of it, bro. Good luck. Good luck, man.
One woman. I'm lucky enough to have 3. I got Pulsechain, Pulsex, and HEX. Those are some baddies.
Let's go.
Very happy with my 3 wives. It's crazy, man. It's very crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, dude, 100%. Tam right here. RH projects are the safest, most likely to last long term, in my opinion. So I'm keeping them my majority in these projects. This is a long game play. See you guys in 55. That's what we're saying right here, y'all. That is what the message is that we are trying to share and broadcast from our vision and our perspectives. Is just, we are on this journey for the long haul, y'all. Like, I get there's going to be other paths that may end up allowing you to get through traffic. Fun story, and then we got to go because I know time's running short. Fun story. So we're driving, going to the gun range or something today, right? My wife's driving, and as she's going down, the traffic's starting to build up on the highway. And instead, she got off on the highway on an exit, thinking she could exit and enter again further up ahead. Well, she exited, and then the very first next sign that said no outlet, no entrance, you got to turn. So now she has to divert herself. Now she's added time to the journey just because she didn't want to wait, that little span of time in traffic. Wow. And that made me think that people are doing the same thing right now. They're very short-term vision and very short-term minded, but you will be punished. You just don't see it yet.
Beautiful metaphor, beautiful analogy, just incredible. Oh, that was perfect.
Appreciate it.
People trying to take shortcuts to the $10 million. Just stay on the path and you'll get to the 10 million.
Okay. Have you understood that story, guys? That's exactly how it's supposed to be said.
I can't wait 15 years. I can't do it. I can't wait 6 years. I need it now. You're a child. Grow up. We're dealing with kids, bro. Like, these are 40-year-old kids. It's nuts.
Yeah, keyboard warriors for sure. But guys, much love to every single one of y'all. We got so again, they got family in town. I should be able to make it tomorrow. We will find out. There should be another stream. If not, I'm sure Wes will just do a stream for fun just because something sounds like he'll do. But there's another stream tonight. So be sure to tune in for the late night show on the PulseNation. But guys, shout out to every single one of y'all are here. Like, share, subscribe, push the bell button and all, so you get a notification when these contents come out. Wes God, do you have anything else for the good peeps of the PulseNation?
The last thing I'm gonna do is read Disciple's comment. This is already the shortcut. Amen. Take care, y'all.
Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah. Money stay calling in this bitch.